Good evening. It's my pleasure to be here tonight to introduce a special lady to each of you. Many of you know Katie, but I would dare say that very few of you in the audience can appreciate what it was like to grow up in a segregated society that Katie experienced in the 60s, 50s, and 60s. She's going to share with us tonight some of that difficulty. But I want to tell you a little bit about Katie. First of all, she's a graduate of the Central School over on the east side and attended North Carolina A&T State University. After that, she spent 22 years as an administrative assistant in the Public Works Department, Water and Sewer Maintenance. And in that department, can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, I prefer not to use the microphone, so I'm trying not to. In that department, all the guys, mostly the employees were male, but the guys called her Mama Katie. And she was like a mother hen to those guys for 22 years. And one of the first things I learned when I became a city councilman is that when Katie Snuggs is cooking at Public Works, I needed to be there. Katie would, they put a stove back there in Public Works so Katie could feed the guys. And part of that is that those guys work odd hours. When you get up in the morning and your commode flushes and your shower runs, sometimes it's because we've had guys out there in 8-degree weather, 12 feet down in a hole, making sure that that leak that occurred after you went to bed is fixed. So those guys came and went at odd hours, and Katie was always there to cook for them. So I learned early on that I needed to hang out at Public Works. And as you can tell, I have done my share. She sits on several boards. She's on the Habitat for Humanity board, Eastside Homes, Eastside Local Development. She's been a guardian ad litem for 20 years. And she, in 2002, received a North Carolina Volunteer of the Year award. She has been a very quietly efficient worker for our community. Most of you have no idea of the things that she has accomplished in her life. She's going to share with us some horrors tonight, I think. I can't imagine how difficult it was, but some of what she's going to tell you will be humorous. She's got a particularly cute story I think she's going to share with you. And if she doesn't, I will. But she has 10 grandchildren, 15 great-grandchildren. It is my pleasure tonight. Oh, the most important thing that I have not said. Katie was the first African-American woman to be elected to the Asheboro City Council. And as the mayor, when that occurred, when she was appointed and then 2 years later was elected, as her mayor, I am just beside myself with pride that she does a wonderful job. She spent 2 years learning the job. She's very quiet down there on that end of the table, but she spent 2 years learning the job and determining what was important and what probably wasn't. And she's been very deliberate in her comments, very, very thoughtful in her comments, and she's a very productive and representative member of Asheboro City Council. And I am proud at this point to introduce to you my friend, your councilwoman, Katie Snuggs.
Thank you, Mayor Smith. I tell you right now, I am not a speaker, and I am nervous. But first of all, before I tell you a little bit about my city at Hops, I want to say, growing up in a black community and going to an all-black school, we came to Asheboro when I was 9 years old. And at the time, the school was named Randolph County Training School. And everybody thought that we were children that was in trouble with the law, which was not true. We had, the basketball team had gone to Siler City to play a game. And I went with them to Siler City. And the lady said, I was sitting there beside somebody in the gym, and this lady came up to somebody from Siler City, and she said, don't you all do anything now, scream anything to get them riled up, see, because these people, they are mean. See, they're from Randolph County Training School. And so I said to the young lady that was sitting beside me, I said, that's the name of the school. I said, I go there. We are not troublemakers, and we're not in trouble with the law. That was just the name of the school. But before I graduated, they changed the school with the help of Mr. Morgan, who was our band director. I guess he got tired of hearing that when he had his band somewhere that was from a terrible school. He, in 1963, I think it was, the school was changed to Central High School. And Mr. Morgan was instrumental in helping to get the name changed. And of the 60 people that went to the city on January 27, 1964, 18 of them are deceased, and I am the oldest of the 18 that's living. On that Saturday morning, I had told my mother, I said, I'm going to church. And the first thing she said to me, don't you go to jail. Don't you go to jail. I didn't say, I knew I was going to go to jail because I knew what I was going to do. She said, because if you go down there and you go to jail, your name in that paper, you're going to get me fired. And so when you look at the article in the paper, you will see I use my sister's name, Lily Mae Snuggs, because nobody knew Lily Mae because I didn't want my mother to get fired. and she worked for some people that were freaks, all I know. I think they may have ran some kind of factory that made rope. I think I'm right. And they lived somewhere in the Central Methodist Church area, somewhere over in there. I remember that little bit of it. But anyway, I went on to the church, to the First Baptist Church, and we had a prayer and we sung a song, and then they gave us our instructions. So we loaded up in our cars, and we came to Hops. We got out of the car, we formed a line, we all marched to Hops, got in front of Hops, and there were some of them that went to Carolina Theater on Fayetteville Street. I didn't see that in the paper, anything about that. And some of us went to Hops and Little Castle. But anyway, when we got to Hops, a few minutes after we got in the yard all around the place there, this little man comes up with a little white hat on his little white cap on his head. He had on white billboard rounds. Everything he had on was white. And I think he just picked me. I don't know. I say he just picked me. But he just got right up in my face. Right in my face. And when he was talking, his spit was coming out. And I really wanted to hit him, but I'm being honest. I really want to say, get out of my face. You're spitting in my face, but I did not. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him. Yeah. And he just kept saying, I can say this now. Years ago, I couldn't say this, but he used the N word. He just said, you niggas are not coming here. You niggas not going to eat here. You're not allowed in here. You're not coming here. He just kept saying this just over and over and over again. And so there was a guy there by the name of Gene Hoover who worked for the city of Asheboro. And he looked over at Gene and pointed his finger. He said, I know that nigga right there. I know him. He worked for the city of Asheboro, and I'm going to get him fired. I'm getting that nigga fired. That's what he said. Anyway, he just went, and after he left my face, he went around to some others and got up in their face and said the same thing. And I guess about 20 minutes later, the cops came and loaded up what they could of us and took them to jail. And the others, they came back and got us till they got all of us. And some of us spent the night in jail, and some of us got out on that Saturday. And the people that won our bonds were Reverend Isaac Everett, which is deceased, Mabel Hoskin, who is deceased, Chester Crowder, who is deceased, and Garrett Loudermilk. They were the ones who won our bonds. I'm one of those that spent the night in jail. And we sung, and we danced, and we just had a good time in jail. That Sunday morning, about 8 o'clock, here come this couple, a man and a lady, white man and white lady with a Bible. And they started in telling us how wrong we were. Well, you know we didn't want to hear that, because we didn't feel like we were wrong. And so we asked them, well, why are we wrong? Because we went somewhere to eat, because of the color of our skin? Is that the reason why you say that we are wrong? But anyway, they finally left because we just kept singing, and we call ourselves shout. We just made a racket. And so they finally left. And then about noontime, they start getting the rest of the people out of jail on Sunday around noontime. And there was a lady that worked there that lived in our community, D.C. Garner, and she would send us up drinks and cookies and all that kind of stuff so that we would have something to eat on. Anyway, I was the last person to get out. I got to the Baptist church about the time that they were starting the service. I didn't worry about getting, because I knew somebody was going to come and get me, because I know my mom. And I knew she was going to, somebody was going to come and get me. Anyway, somebody did get me. Chester Crowder got me out of jail and took me to the church, and then we had a service at the church. And of course, and then we dismissed, and we all went I'm getting nervous now. We all went home. But a lot of people wonder now why I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm bigger than that. I realized that I was treated wrong. I think nobody should be, as long as you're acting right, should be not served a meal because of the color of their skin. Right. I just don't understand that. And another thing I can't understand is, some of you in this room, I have babysit for you, I have worked in your homes. And I can't understand that. To me, a child is the most precious thing there is, your child. Yes. You can allow me to come to your home, clean your house, yes. Wash your clothes, iron your clothes, cook your food, take care of your precious little baby, but you do not want to sit down and eat with me. Now, come on. That's, I don't understand it. I do not understand it. And I guess that's one thing I go to my grave, not understanding that you will allow me to come to your home, take care of your precious little ones, but not let me eat with you, sit at the table and eat with you. That's true. But I can say this, the people that I babysit for, I didn't have that problem. I did not have that problem. I did not. Everybody that I babysit for or worked in their home, they treated me with respect and with kindness. Right, Mike? And there is a civil rights monument in front of Hops Barbecue, and it was unveiled August the 24th, 2013 by Mayor David Smith and Beulah Everett. I think I saw Beulah come in. And her mother was one of those that was in the in the city, but she was at the Carolina Theater on Fayetteville Street, but she was one of us too. Okay, I guess that's it. And I have a paper here with many of the names that was in the city. And any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Katie, did you try to actually go into Hops to eat, or they wouldn't even let you in the door?
No, I knew better. I had a run-in with Hops before. I had worked at, do any of y'all remember the little dress shop right on Church Street, Mary's dress shop? Well, I worked for Mary DeLuca, and I would press the clothes and change the mannequins in the window. And she had, I had spent the night with her in Greensboro. And so when we got ready, we drove up to the place and parked, to the store and parked, she said, Katie, will you mind taking this book? We had it was a diet book, take this book to Hops, up to Hops and give it to his daughter. Well, here I go twisting up the Hops, open that door, and honey, you would have thought, oh, he started. You can't come in here, you have to go to the back. We can't serve you in here, you have to go around to the back. And I said, I don't want to be served. I said, I came to give this book to somebody. So I just threw the book on the counter and walked out. So I knew not to try to go in, because he would have really spit in my face then. Probably.
It's wrong.
I have a question, Katie.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Oh, Delilah.
I
Don't ask me that for. I think I may have been 22, 23, somewhere along there. I'm 84 years old now.
didn't ask for that age. I mean,
I think somewhere in the 20s.
Yeah, in your
Somewhere in the
20s.
20s.
Because that time was to be that age and experience that at that age is what I'm getting at.
Yes, sir.
What happened to you when you went to court with charges?
They dismissed us.
So you didn't get tried or anything?
No,
like that?
Didn't have to pay no money. That was the best thing. Because if I had to use my mama's money.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Who was the judge?
I can't remember. That's been so long ago. I can't remember who the judge was. Do you hear your mama say? I get you next. Let me get.
I understand that there were groups of citizens in Greensboro and Durham and maybe Charlotte who were thinking about doing some of the same activities that you. Was there ever coordination amongst the groups that were meeting?
We had some people that came from Silas City and Thomasville.
And Greensboro? Yes, we had some that came in.
From Greensboro too?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know. Let me get this young man here to read.
Yeah, why do you think psychologically why some people, it's almost like they almost think it's right to put a strike against somebody without even meeting him, without even just cause the way they look? I mean, me, whenever I see a person, I see you as just another human being. You know, I don't know why people think it's right.
I don't know why. I just see it, when I see somebody, I see them as a human being, and I try to treat them like I want to be treated.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why. I've never understood why you would dislike me because of the color of my skin when you don't even know me.
Exactly, exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
So were there any other things that happened after that? Were you involved in other kinds of events? Were there other kinds of actions that people did after that? After you were in jail?
After the city, was there anything else?
Yeah, was there anything else happening?
No, not that I know. We just had meetings among ourselves, you know, in the community, at different churches in the community. Yes, ma'am.
How long did it take for them to finally start serving everybody?
Oh my God. It was a while. A long, long time. Yeah, but another thing, most of the places had black cooks. I mean, you know. I'm gonna cook your food, still I can't sit down and eat with you? Understand me? That's all I have.
She has a question.
Okay.
When you said you gathered at First Baptist Church, do you mean the one that's right there on Church Street?
No, the one on Martin Luther King, St. John Baptist Church, St. John Baptist Church. Okay, I get you, Ms. McCaskill, I get you next, okay, Mr. Blige.
You think much has changed?
Do I-
You think much has changed in terms of interaction since that time?
Things has changed, but there still need to be some more changes. A few weeks ago, I think it was the second week in February, my son and I were at the courthouse, and we were there for a witness for a young lady. And my son held up his hand. I don't know what you're supposed to do when you want to speak in the courthouse. I don't know whether you're supposed to yell or hold up your hand, what you're supposed to do. Well, anyway, he held up his hand. And when he held up his hand, the judge said to him, a terrible, young man, if you raise your hand one more time, I'm gonna get you for contempt of court and put you out of here. I mean, just terrible. I mean, it was terrible. So my son didn't even speak on behalf of the young lady that we wanted to be a witness for. He just walked out. And then when he came back, by the time I had spoken, it was over with, he came back and we started out the courtroom together. And the bellers, he said it was the bellers, I don't know who it was. Anyway, the guy followed us all the way, told us to leave. You all heard, we was talking to different people, and he said, you all hurry up and get through it and go on out of here. Then we got outside, and we were standing out there because we had a piece of paper, and the young lady did not understand the paper that they had given her. So my son was waiting to see one of the officers, Lanier, because we knew him, and David was waiting to see him. We're going to ask him, what should we do? We want him to look at the paper. And he came up and he said, why are you all still here? And is your ride here? And I said, yeah, our ride is here. It's parked over there. He said, well, then you all need to go. And so then David spoke and said, why do we need to go? We're not doing anything. He said, because there's a lady coming out with a service dog, and she's afraid to come out with y'all out here. And David said, man, let her come on out. So what you think we're going to do to her? So we said, well, we'll go over to the other side. So we went over to the other side. And so the lady came a few minutes later, here comes this lady out with the service dog. But it was the same lady that had this young girl in court. And I don't know what he thought we was going to do to this woman. But it was awful. It was awful the way he talked. And the things that the bell has done. Yes, sir.
First of all, ma'am, it's good to see you're recovered. I was told you were hurt a little bit last week when you were going to come earlier. Good to see that you're recovered. I have a different sort of a question for you. In response to the other lady's question, you said you were 84, which would have made you 21 years old in 1956. And I'm wondering, did you or your colleagues experience any difficulty in voting?
I have not. I don't know about any of my colleagues. I have not had any trouble with voting.
Because that was several years before the Voting Rights Act. And I was wondering, a lot of Black Americans were virtually barred from voting in this part of the world.
I didn't have any trouble,
That's
and I always vote.
Good for you.
That's one thing, and plus I go in my community and knock on the doors and take people to the polls. Even when I was working, I would take a day. I would take a vacation. That was my vacation day. I take a vacation day and take people to the polls. And I took everybody, no matter what color they were, whether they were Republican or Democrats. If they wanted to go vote, I carried them to the polls. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
When you were getting support from some of the other towns, from other groups, in Asheboro, did you have any support from any of the big churches, the white churches?
No, ma'am. No.
None at all?
And that's one thing my mother used to get after me all the time about, because I was also the president of Church of Women United, and the mama said on Sunday she'd be looking for me, she couldn't find me. And I said, well, I've been to a meeting. And she said, where? I said, this special I had been to Ramsey. I said, I've been out to Ramsey to a white church. She said, you went to a white church? I said, yes, I did, Mama. She said, well, suppose they ask you to leave. I said, I'll just fall out on the floor. and she said, oh, honey. I said, yes, well, I fall right out on the floor. I said, they'd have to pick me up and take me out because I wouldn't need to go. Yes, ma'am.
Did your mom live to see what a lovely person you become?
No. She was 93 when she passed. No, she did not live.
She knows.
I wish she had. She thought I was crazy. I mean, she really did. But I just can't understand. I just can't understand when you're not treated. That's just something that I just can't. If you want to call me crazy, then I guess I'm crazy, because I just cannot take it when you don't treat people right.
That's true.
You are supposed to treat people like you want to be treated.
Amen.
And that's what I've always tried to do. And I try to teach my grandchildren and my son and my 3 foster children. I teach them the same thing. Yes.
NAACP, who play a role in any of that?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And in fact, Colin Coble was the president of the NAACP. He's deceased also.
And his daughter was the first non-white child that went to the Asheboro City School.
Colin Coble?
Colin Coble's daughter, Vanessa.
Does she what?
Oh, I didn't know that. Repeat that.
Colin Coble,
Vanessa.
his daughter was Vanessa. She went to Livermore School before the Asheboro City Schools. And this was 6 or 7 years after the Brown City. It took that long between the time that decision was rendered and the actual desegregation took place in our schools. I was a 9th grade football player at Asheboro Junior High School, and that was the first year in the non-whites.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Well, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is when they did the public accommodations, and they illegal to serve. I think both boards of education just dragged their feet as long as they possibly could, because they were there in the meetings and blowing with their own. Another group was trying to figure out how to get around the decision.
Someone from Hops called me. My granddaughter was at Lily Park School, and her class was going to Hops to eat. And she had wanted me to go, and I told her I couldn't. And of course, I had to tell her why. I explained all this to her. I don't know what she went back up to school and told whoever it was that had got the group together to go to Hops to eat. And anyway, some man called me. I can't remember his name. I said, hello. Phone rang. I said, hello. And he said, may I speak to Kate Snuggs, please? And I said, this is she. And he said, Miss Snuggs, he told me who it was. He says, I am so sorry the way you was treated at Hops Barbecue back in the years. He said, but I just want you to know it's under new management there, and you're welcome anytime. And I said, thank you, sir. I thought that was very nice. Any more questions? Yes, sir.
Could you talk a little about just what it was like living in the 50s and 60s in black men in Asheboro? I mean, was it all bad, all good? How was that?
It wasn't that bad. We didn't have much, but we were happy, you know. We may have eaten pinto beans 3 times a week, and you know, but we had food and we were happy. You know, we didn't have much money, you know, like that, but we were happy.
Could you go up to,
And
go to the stores and stuff like that? or-
Yeah, we went to the stores, yeah. Yeah, we went to the stores. I mean, nobody at any of the stores asked us to leave, you know.
Did you have to sit in the balcony at the theater?
Yeah, but I didn't go to the theater. But then, and then they had a white guy there running the, what is it? Showing the movies. He was a Jimenez. He worked at Bell's. Lord Jimenez, yeah. But I never went to the movies downtown.
But what about the experience through town, driving through town, you know, walking the street?
I don't know about driving through town, but walking to town, we used to have to walk a lot. I never will forget, I was walking to town one Saturday, and this car came by with a bunch of white guys in it. And I was right there close to McAllister Street. You know, McAllister Street, it's not paved, you know, plenty of rocks there. Anyway, they hollered out, nigger this, nigger that, and I picked up me 2 or 3 rocks. And here I am, crazy me, running behind that car, throwing them rocks.
You weren't by yourself, were you?
Because they was hollering out at me.
Were you by yourself?
By myself, yeah, by myself. And I'm just a throwing rocks and hollering back. And I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. I should not have done it, but I sure did. Yes, sir.
Now, the bus depot, they didn't have the sign.
Yeah, black and white, right down the street, down Fairway Street, Trailway bus. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
We had a water fountain down by the courthouse, had color on it, we wouldn't allow the drink over there on the other side.
At the library?
No, at the courthouse.
At the courthouse?
At the courthouse. Yes, it sure did. And you go to the store, in Bells or wherever, Jones's and all those stores, they would follow us, but they didn't follow the whites, they followed us.
Now, I never had anybody from Belts. Now, I was good friends with somebody at Belts and somebody at Jones too, but I never had any trouble with anybody following us. The only place that somebody did follow me one time was at Eagles 5 and Dime store. That somebody followed me in there.
Well, everybody in
Yeah. Yeah. And then I turned around and looked at the lady. I said, I don't know what you followed me for. I said, because I don't come to the store unless I got money. I said, I don't come to the store and look around. I said, when I come to the store, I come to the store and spend money. Yes, sir.
When you were a little girl, were you always a leader in your class?
No, I wasn't leader in my class. No.
Were you the Pied Piper?
Did I what?
Were you the Pied Piper in your class, or how did you get so, to be so forthright and?
I don't know. I guess it's. I'm like my mom. I'm like my mom. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. I'm like my mom. I took that after my mom.
Yes, you did.
No, I guess Loretta Wool was the. Yes.
Why when the schools were integrated, were they done peacefully here, or was there a lot of problems?
I don't recall a lot of problems. I don't recall any. Like a lot of places, you know, they had to have the police escort them and all that kind of stuff. But I don't remember any of that here. Any more? Yes, ma'am.
Katie, when you were doing all of this civil disobedience, did you ever imagine yourself being an elected official or running for office?
No, I did not. No, I did not. But I have always believed in voting. Mamie Williams, I always say this, Mamie Schamberg Williams, she was the lady who got me started in politics. And I've been going ever since. Because I want to see everybody register, and everybody vote. I don't care how you vote, I just want you to register and vote. Yes?
This is not a question, it's just a comment to you.
Yeah.
I think we owe you a lot. I want to thank you for what you did in those days when you were having basically the problem right in your face, and what you're doing for us now. So we owe you a big
I guess this is it. And I thank you all for having me, and I hope I have said something that will make a difference. But I want everybody to remember to register and to vote.
We thank you, Katie.
Thank you.